Alright guys, so in this video I'm going to show you how to add auto typing effect to your website. So you can add this feature to like your portfolio website or something. So the way it's going to work is that when I click this button, it's going to start typing. Though you can do it without this button, but I just want to put this button here to trigger the function that will make it to write. So if I click this start typing here, it's going to start typing. So you see when it gets to the end, it stops and you see this line blinking here. So I'm just going to refresh this and go over to Visual Studio Code. So this is just my HTML. This is the HTML I have for this, and you can see I'm using Tailwind here, and I'm also using custom CSS to add the line. So I'm using the after pseudo element selector, and I'm just adding some animation to it. So this styling here. Alright, so I'm just going to come over to my JavaScript, and I already cleared everything. So we're going to type this from scratch. So I'm going to start by bringing in my paragraph. So this paragraph, this empty paragraph I have over here. So I have this empty paragraph over here. I'll start by selecting it on my JavaScript. So I'm going to say const, and I'm going to say p tag. So I'm just going to say p tag, and I'm going to set this to document dot get element by ID, and it has an ID of text. So secondly, I'm going to bring the button. So I'm going to say const btn, and I'm going to set this to document dot query selector, and I'm going to select it to the class of btn. And lastly, I'm going to declare a variable called text here, and I'm just going to put in some dummy text. So I'll just come over here and say lorem let's just do 50 and tab. So it's going to give me 50 dummy text. I'm going to cut this and paste it here. So I'm going to use template string backticks for this. Okay, so when I save this, this is what we get. So I'm just going to share my screen so we can see what we have on the browser. Now, what do we need to do to achieve what we want? We have to look for a way to access. I'm just going to get rid of the space we have here. We have to look for a way to loop through this text we have here and append each one of them, each text, to the p tag at every iteration. So let's say, for example, we want to get L. We can do that by saying, so I'm just going to log this value in the console. You can say text, and you can use the array symbol and pass in the current index of the letter we want. So if I save and open this on my console, you see we are getting L. We are getting L. So I'm just going to close my console and get rid of this. So there are various ways we can iterate through this text we have here, but I'm going to use request animation frame. You can also use set timer or some kind of recursive function, but I'm not going to just mentioning it, but that's not efficient. So to achieve this, I'm going to start by declaring a variable. So I'm going to say let, I'm going to call this num, and I'm going to set it to be equal to 0. Now if you try to use a for loop to do this, I tried using a for loop and I was not getting it right, so I had to use request animation frame. But however, you can try it. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to say let num equals to 0, and I'm going to declare a function called auto typing. Auto type, or let's just call it auto type, no need for the typing. And what I want to do is that I'm going to pass in an if statement here, and this if statement is going to check, because we are going to be increasing this number, and setting it as the index of each of the text we want. So I'm going to say if this number is equal to text dot length. So if it's equal to text dot length, we just want to end this function by returning. But if this condition passes, then what do we want to do? We want to take the p tag. So I'm going to say p tag, the p tag variable dot text content. So we want the text content. I want to append text and pass in this num variable as the index of the text we want, and we're going to constantly increase this with the request animation frame function. So after this, I'm going to increase the number. So I'm going to say num plus plus. So at each iteration, we're going to increase by 1. After we do that, we need to call the request animation frame method. So I'm going to say request animation frame, and I'm going to pass in the auto type function as the callback. So if I come down and call this auto type function and save, you see it's going to start typing. So if it starts typing, now when this number increases to the length of this text we have here, the function is going to return and it's going to stop. Okay, so but I want the button to trigger this function, and to do that is very easy. So I'm just going to remove this auto type function I'm calling here, and I'm going to add an event listener to the button, and we're going to listen for a click event. When that click event fires off, we are going to call this auto type function. So you just have to pass this auto type function as a callback. So if I save this, I'm just going to make this bigger. So if I click start typing, you see it's going to start typing, going to continue typing till it gets to the end. So, okay guys, I hope you enjoy this. It's kind of a very simple task, something you can add to your portfolio website or any website where you want auto typing. And like I said, you can achieve this in various ways. You can use set timeouts or even a recursive function to achieve this, but on my opinion, I think request animation frame is more efficient to do this. Okay, thanks for watching guys. If you like this video, share with your friends, and I'm going to see you next time. Thank you.